what we would want to hear from someone. What do we wish to hear? Write it. We know what we want to hear. And oftentimes we wait for others to say that thing, and it never happens, right? Think about what you want to hear and write it down. And you could explore this exercise more and write, use an entire exercise for it. But for this, let's just simply write to ourselves what we want to hear. We know kind of what we want. We know how we want to be loved. We know the words we're dying for someone to tell us. Let's just tell it to ourselves. Let's just write it. And how does that make us feel? How can something as simple and as small as this affect the rest of our day and our mood the rest of the day? We're waiting our entire lives for these words and people to acknowledge it, but let's take a shortcut. Let's just write it and tell it to ourselves. Acknowledge your talents and your gifts and the value you bring to so many lives. Something came up recently. What were we talking about? Funerals and death. And it's very rare that someone gets to hear all the nice things about them before they die. It's after they die that everybody shares how they impacted them and how they've moved them in ways that have changed their lives, right? Well, let's take a minute and just, kind of take a branch off of that tree and, what do we want to hear?